Hi, I'm Jason Rose, and welcome to the final iteration for the Mountainous Forest Medieval RPG type themed level. This is just the final iteration for the course itself. I plan to do further work on this as a whole. I put a lot of work into this level and believe it could be used for a potential game that I'm thinking of working on at this time. So without further ado, this is the level. There's not a lot that I changed from the last iteration. I improved on some of the frame rates. It's a bit smoother. I still have to research on how to make everything a bit more smooth so that to run like this. But you know, it does run a lot smoother than it used to, which is really good. Before I implemented the occlusion, the game would really slow down when the player renders or tries to render the town and everything in it. So, you know, we've just implemented a few things to make it look semi-realistic. We've got the shadows reflecting on the houses and the town from the trees, from the sun, from the sun covering the trees in the distance, and yeah, we've got the music playing in the background. We've got a very peaceful yet eerie theme is what I was going for. There's torches lit, there's no people around, and there's no indication as to why. So this is basically what I was going for in this level as a whole, to create an eerie yet peaceful vibe. So we go through here. You can notice the fire. I pulled this off of the Unity asset store. The particle effect is combined with about 3 different other particle effects: the smoke, emission, and flame. I think the flame is 3 particle effects in itself. Anyway, moving on, we've got the houses here pretty much all look the same. And then there's a upper floor up here that I made. And we go out here, and the grass just looks really good. This is the standard Unity asset grass and trees that come with the terrain package that you import. It just looks really good for what it is. So the object of this level would be to essentially be initially directed to this town while being hinted at the castle in the distance. And then once you get to this town, there'd be an NPC here, maybe one of the knights or some random person who's really stressed about what happened. They can't believe it happened. And then they would direct you to go and speak to the king. And then you would go and speak to the king, and they would actually bring you either back here or to another town to kill monsters for a quest or something. I haven't decided what direction I want to go in for this, but I really like how the lighting looks here. It looks to subtly come through the window without being too overwhelming. See the light on the table, the light on the windowsill looks really authentic and good. I'm happy with how this turned out. Also, I pointed out in the last iteration, but I'll point it out in this one, the blacksmith now has a fire. So it's basically showing that the town was active at a point, but is, you know, strangely no longer active. So let's go on and move. Where the player would be guided to next is this subtle trail in the back of the town. It's not that subtle, but you won't find this without coming through the town first. So we're gonna go back here, and we're gonna immediately notice that something's wrong when the gate is knocked down, and you know, supplies are scattered over here, and there's things that just don't look right. So we're gonna head up here. I've been playing around with the lods for the rocks to make the mountain look a little bit more authentic in itself. And so we're gonna go up here, and we'll go to the castle real quick. There's not a lot to show at the castle because of, you know, I'm just trying to decide what direction I want to go in for the castle. Right, so this is the bottom floor, which is where I would put everybody and everything. And then you can see the whole town in the distance. I don't know how to change the black smoke so that you can't view it from this far away. But the fog pretty much encompasses the entire area of the distance, and I like that effect also, the fog effect. So we're gonna go back down here, and we're gonna, yeah, it's a floating torch, and we're gonna go up here, and then we're immediately gonna be drawn to a new territory. And one of the quests that you get is going to get you to go over to this area and talk to somebody in this Eldritch Palace. But we're gonna go over here, and we're gonna go to the trail, because once you're directed to that place, that would actually be from the town itself. So I wanna look at the trail entering from the town and going up to the palace. So you would be told by someone in the town to go past the Forest Village building and one of the residential houses to a trail behind the house itself. Now, I may change this because it just seems kind of weird to have a trail to go somewhere main be behind a hidden like behind a house like this. But for now, it serves our purposes because we want the player to see it's secondary to that trail. So that happens because they don't see it initially because of the house. So, you know, this trail came out really nice. I blended a few textures together to create the beaten up pathway with the grass on the side. I put different rocks and used different logs. I put them on the side. I put bushes on the side too, to really give it an authentic feel. This is one of my favorite areas over here. It just looks like the sun coming down on the rocks, the grass moving, the trees, the birds, everything just gives it such an authentic feel right here. A bush animation would help, but you know, this is what we had with the lots we were provided on the asset store. So I'm very happy with how the pathway came out for the type of game that we're looking to make. And the water looks really nice. It's a little bit strong of a current, but I don't mind that. I think it looks really edgy and nice. This palace came out phenomenally. I love how everything looks in here. I love the table, the rocks on the floor, the shadowing, the bonfire light. It just all looks so good. Looks so good for the type of palace that we're looking to create here. And yeah, so these are the 3 areas I have right now. The next work I plan to do on the iteration initially is to find objects like this when that got lifted due to when I did some terrain editing. Some objects got lifted and they look like they're in the air right as of now. I have to fix those objects. That's initially the first thing I'm going to do. The second thing I'm going to do is finish the layout of the land and possibly incorporate some sort of combat and health system. Just, you know, get the basic UI, display and gameplay mechanics. Just start doing it. You know, I'm gonna start putting that in. And hopefully we can create something pretty awesome, and then we can create another level, and then a story, and then you know, I just see this whole idea coming together after a while, and I think it's going to be a really great adventure that this level is going to provide for me. And I have this class to thank, because I never would have learned how to do something like this if it wasn't for this class. And I never would have realized my career interests. So yeah, I really enjoyed this project as a whole, and I thank you for taking the time to view this presentation of the final iteration of my forest / mountain medieval themed RPG open world level. I know that's a mouthful of a title, but yep, I'll try to shorten it down going forward. And I just want to point out again that I think I implemented the light map occlusion and I think the frame rate looks considerably better than what it was, and it's just so great of a feeling to feel like that I've tackled this and successfully implemented something that I tried to implement. So with that, I thank you again, and I will end the video now. Thank you.